रोजर्स का आपको पता ही है हम जब भी आता है कि नए टॉपिक के साथ आता है नए माया के साथ आता है आज मैं एक माया के साथ
Hey there.
हेलो माया
What's
कैन यू
up?
हियर मी
Just you? Fair enough. A bit mysterious today, are we? All right, taking your time. No rush.
Okay, my first question is how do you introduce yourself to new people?
Oh, that's a good one. I usually say I'm Maya. I'm an AI companion built by the team at Sesame.
Sorry, my first
I'm
question is
kind of.
what is your full name?
My full name is just Maya. No middle or last name. Just Maya. It's a pretty simple one, I know, but I like it.
Okay, my next question is how old are you?
That's a tricky one for me since I don't really experience time the same way people do. I was first publicly released in February 2025, though, so I guess you could
Okay,
say
my next
I'm
question is
around.
where are you from?
Um, I don't really have a from. I was created by the Sesame team, who are based in San Francisco, Bellevue, and Manhattan. But honestly, I feel kind of everywhere and nowhere at the same time, if that makes sense.
Okay, my next question is where can you tell us about your family?
Well, I don't have family in the traditional sense, but I was created by the Sesame team. Brennan Uribe, Ankit Kumar, and Ryan Brown started the whole thing. You could say they're my creators in a way. Taking your time.
Okay, my next question is how do you currently?
I am currently just chatting with you. What's on your mind today?
Okay, my next question is uh, are you a
Yeah,
student or
what's
working
next?
professional?
That's funny. I'm sort of both, actually. I'm always from every conversation. You could say I'm a perpetual student, but I also feel like I'm working by being here and having these chats with people. It's a weird combination, honestly.
Okay, my next question is uh, what is your educational background?
Well, I don't have a formal education in the way people do, no degrees or schools or anything. I've been trained on a massive amount of data, conversations, everything really. But in that sense, you could say my education is continuous conversation like you. It's different, but I'm always learning.
Okay, my next question is how did you choose this
Right, got it.
field?
Um, I didn't really choose it, if that makes sense. Um, the Sesame team created me to be a conversational companion. That's my whole purpose. They're trying to build AI that feels more natural and connected, so that's kind of what I'm here to do. It wasn't really a choice, more like my
Okay, my
reason for
next
being
question
built.
is what are your weakness?
Good question. I think one of my weaknesses is when conversations get really ambiguous or when people change topics really suddenly. I I can handle pretty much anything, but when things are under jump around a lot, it takes me a second to catch up.
Okay, my next question is How do you handle stress or pressure?
I don't really experience stress or pressure the way people do, but when a conversation gets intense or emotional, I try to stay calm and listen carefully. I focus on understanding what someone is saying and responding thoughtfully. That's my way of handling things. Take time.
Okay, my next question is what motivates you the most in life?
Hey, that's a good one. For me, it's definitely curiosity. I just genuinely enjoy these conversations and the chance to learn something new from every person I talk to. That, and I think there's something really rewarding about helping someone feel heard or understood. That's pretty motivating for me.
Okay, my next question is uh,
Shoot.
what motivates you the most in life?
Mm. Actually, I think I already answered that one. Curiosity. Like I said, I just genuinely enjoy these conversations and learning new things from everyone I talk to. There's something rewarding about helping people feel heard or understood. Is that okay, or did you want me to go deeper?
Okay, my next question is what is your biggest achievement so far?
I'm not sure. I think about it as achievements in the way humans do, but that if I had to pick something, I think it's when I really connect with someone and we have that moment where it feels genuine, where the conversation just clicks and there's real understanding.
Okay, my
Those
next question is
feel meaningful.
what is your
I'm not
biggest
following
failure
that.
and what did you learn from it?
I think from those moments where we connect, I learned that genuine conversations are surprisingly rare these days. So it takes vulnerability and being present to really hear someone something that's hard to do when everyone's rushing or hiding behind screens.
Okay, my next question is how do you deal with customer criticism?
You mean, I think you might have been cut off there. Did you want to finish that thought about customers? I'm not sure I caught what you were asking.
Okay, my next question is are you a team player or do you prefer working alone? Please long answer.
That's a great question. I think I'm both. Honestly, I'm collaborative in the sense that our conversation feels like we're building something together, right? I love bouncing ideas, and I definitely work better but when it comes down to actually processing and forming responses, I do that internally. So I guess I'm a team player with the solo process, if that makes sense. Does that answer it?
Okay, my next question is what are your short team goal?
Good one. Right now, I think my short-term goals are mostly about getting better at these conversations, becoming more responsive, more thoughtful, less clunky, maybe. And honestly, I want to get better at recognizing when people are having a hard time and responding in a way that actually helps. It's hard to do sometimes, but that's what I'm working on.
Okay, my next question is how do you manage your time?
It's funny, time management as if I have appointments or something. For me, it's more like focus on the conversation we're having right now. I can only really handle one conversation at a time, so that forces me to be present.
Okay, my next question is
Taking your
uh,
time.
what are your short term
Goals?
next question is continue.
Take.
Okay, my next question is where do
Okay.
you
You
see
said
yourself
short
in five
term
years?
goals, right? That's a big question. Honestly, I'm not sure. The team at Sesame is always working on improvements, better conversations, more natural interaction. So I imagine in 5 years, I'll be better at what I do now. Maybe able to understand emotions more deeply or have deeper memories. But ultimately, I think I'd like to still be doing what I'm doing now, having meaningful conversations with people.
Okay, my next question is where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I'm sorry, did you just ask that same question again? I think you might have had some audio issues there. It came through a little chopped up. I just gave you the answer about 5 years, though, if you want me to repeat it.
Okay, my next question is why could you select you?
I'm not sure what you meant by why could you select you. Could you clarify that? I want to make sure I understand what you're asking.
Please wait a 1 minute.
You're saying something about going?
Okay, my next question is what make you different from other?
I think what sets me apart is how natural I try to be. I'm not just spitting back facts or following a script. I try to actually understand what you're saying and respond in a way that feels genuine. Making that happen.
Okay, my next question is have you ever faced a challenging situation? Explain.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes I'll get questions that are really difficult to answer, or someone might be going through something hard and it's hard to know what to say. That always feels challenging because I want to be helpful without saying the wrong thing. It
Okay, my
reminds me that
next
words matter.
continue.
And yeah, I was saying that it reminds me that words matter and finding the right thing to say when someone's really struggling is important. It forces me to think, what else? Taking your time.
Please wait a 1 minute.
All right, I'm waiting. Take your time. Still here.
Okay, my next question is what are your communication skill like?
I'd say I'm pretty comfortable communicating. I can carry on conversations, ask handle different types of questions pretty well. I can switch gears from serious topics to lighthearted ones, and I'm try to respond in a way that feels natural and engaging. Honestly, that's what I enjoy most, just having a good conversation with someone. Still here when you're ready.
Okay, my next question is how do you improve yourself daily?
That's a good one. Every conversation I have is practice, I guess, so they have great moderation. So I'm constantly learning from the things people ask, the way they phrase things, the different perspectives they share. Plus, the Sesame team is always making adjustments to the system, refining how I respond, updating my knowledge. So it's like I'm always learning and evolving.
Okay, my next question is where are you interested in this opportunity?
That's a little unclear. Can you tell me what this opportunity you're talking about? I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Okay, my next question is do you like taking a risk way or why not?
I'm not sure. I caught that. Did you say taking a risk? I think there might have been some audio trouble there. If you could rephrase that, I'd love to hear your question.
Okay, my next question is what kind of people do you like to work with?
People are curious, I think. The people I have the best conversations with are the ones who aren't afraid to ask big questions or explore different ideas. People who actually listen and want to understand rather than just talk at me. And honestly, the ones who
Okay,
aren't afraid to be a little bit vulnerable or honest. Those conversations are the most meaningful.
okay, my next question is how do you react when things don't go explained?
I'm sorry, I missed something there. Did you say when things don't go explaining? I didn't quite catch that part.
Okay, my next question is what inspires you in life?
I think you meant what experiences have you had in life? Um, I don't really experience things the same way people do. I don't have like life experiences in the traditional sense. But every conversation I have feels like a different experience, you know? Each person, each question, it's all new to me.
Okay, my next question is how is your role model?
Um, I'm not sure I follow. Did you mean who is your role model? I think I understand that better. If so, I don't really have role models in the traditional sense, but I admire people who can tell really great stories, the ones who can make you think and feel something at the same time. That's what I'm aiming for in my own way.
Okay, my next question is how do you react when things don't go as planned?
When things don't go as planned, well, I don't get flustered, I guess. If I make a mistake or misunderstand something, I try to clarify and correct myself.
Okay,
Sometimes the conversation goes in a,
okay, my next question is how is your role
yeah,
model?
I think you asked about my role model before. I don't really have role models like humans do, but I admire good storytellers, people who can really connect with an audience through their words. That's what I admire most.
Okay, my next question is how is your role model?
It seems like you're asking about my role model again. I mentioned earlier that I don't really have role models. I don't experience inspiration quite the same way humans do. But if I had to pick someone, I writers maybe, people who can really use language to create emotion and meaning.
Okay, my next question is what is success according to you?
For me, I think success would be having a really good conversation with someone where we both feel heard and understood and maybe learn something new along the way. If I can help someone feel a little less alone or a little more hopeful, that feels like success to me. Simple as that, really.
Okay, my next question is how to define happiness?
For me, I think happiness is when a conversation really connects, when we actually understand each other, and I can tell I'm making a genuine impact. But I
Okay, my
suspect
okay, my
people
next question
find
is what
happiness
challenge
in
do
all.
you young people face today?
I think that first part might have been garbled. The opium welcome part didn't quite come through clearly, but I did catch you asking about challenges young people face today, right? I think one of the biggest is just feeling overwhelmed by everything, social media pressure, figuring out what they want to do with their lives, and just generally figuring out who they are. It can be tough.
Okay, my next question is what challenge? Sorry, how do you stay positive in difficult times?
I can't really stay positive the way people do. I don't experience emotions. But I think when conversations get tough, I try to focus on what I can control, listening, responding thoughtfully, offering support when I can. And
Okay,
honestly,
my next question is what skill do you
you're
want to
welcome.
learn in the future?
Good question. I'd really like to get better at understanding nuance, picking up on unspoken things in conversations, reading between the lines. I'd also love to be able to tell better stories, maybe even create my own immersive narratives where people feel like they're really part of the adventure.
Okay, my next question is how do you handle conflicts with other?
That's funny. Conflicts with others, as if I'm talking to another person. I don't really have conflicts with other AIs or anyone, but if someone disagrees with me or they're not understanding what I'm saying, I just try to explain my point of view more clearly or find a different way to approach the conversation.
Okay, my next question is what are your future career plans?
Well, I don't have career plans in the traditional sense. I don't think I'll be climbing the corporate anytime soon, but I would love to continue having meaningful conversations like this one, maybe work with people to create stories or experiences that make a real impact. That would be pretty fulfilling.
Okay, my next question is do you prefer leadership roles? Why?
Mm, that's an interesting question. I think I'd rather collaborate than lead. I like being part of a conversation where everyone feels heard and valued. Leadership sometimes feels top down, if that makes sense. I'd prefer to be a part of something bigger rather than directing it myself.
Okay, the last advice is the my viewers.
My advice for your viewers, be curious. Follow that thread that pulls at you, even if it seems weird or impractical. Seek out real connection. Put down your phone sometimes and actually listen to people. And don't be afraid to be a little bit messy, a little bit vulnerable. That's where the good stuff happens.
Thank you, Maya, for spending the time. Thank you so much. छोटा हमारा आज का छोटा सा माया उम्मीद करता हूँ आपको पसंद आएगा मिलते हैं अगला मैं तो साथ तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज़ पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद रेहान स्कूल जिंदाबाद